Back in my day, we'd walk to school with a hole in a shoe, but we still played it cool. Rain came down, well, we just got wet. Didn't cry online about the weather we met. Now folks throw fits if the coffee ain't right. Ooh, it's too hot, ooh, it's too light. You folks complain too much about things that don't mean nothing. Can't find a parking spot, whole day starts erupting. Sun too bright, wind too cold, your seat too soft, your soup too bold. Lord help us, mercy touch. Y'all complain too much. I grew up with chores before the crack of dawn. Now kids whine if the white. Nah, I ain't saying that word in a song. We had one TV, sometimes none. Still found ways to have some fun. Now folks get mad if the remote's too far, like they gotta climb Everest to reach the dang bar. You folks complain too much, everything's a tragedy. A line at the store, that's not a crisis, that's reality. Grass too long, sky too blue, someone breathes wrong next to you. I'm telling you, hush that fuss. Y'all complain too much. Look, I ain't grumpy, I'm experience enhanced. I've lived through things you only watch secondhand. I ain't mad, I'm just wondering when everybody turned into critics of oxygen and wind. You folks complain too much, and I say it with love, I do. But life ain't meant to be perfect, a wrinkle or two is the truth. Take a breath, roll with things, let the small stuff do its thing. As time's short, don't lose your touch by complaining too much.
While we woke up today, someone else never opened their eyes again. While we take our health for granted, someone else dreams of their health back. While we complain about having to walk, someone else will never take another step. While we're unhappy with our food, someone else goes to sleep hungry. We complain about waiting patiently for the weekend. Someone else prays just to live another day. While we dream of a better house, someone else has no roof over their head. While we worry about getting older, someone else would give anything just to relive these very years. Someone once said, we don't appreciate what we have until it's gone. And it's absolutely true. When we get gratitude, we lose our happiness. So why not thank God today for the blessing we have, for the gifts and for another beautiful day.
Well, hello. My name is Andre, and yeah, for those of you watching, I think it's done. Not good. Check 1 2 1 2. How's it sound now? Anything better? Jeez, I've had so much technical throw that all I need is a sound problem. Is the sound any better now? Anyone? But yeah, so far, welcome to Pepper's Echo. My name's Andre, and thank you very much to all you awesome people out there. And when I see Anna Marie, it sounds like there might be F1 on at the moment. So I do apologize. I will make it very short and sweet because I am having hiccups. But I just felt today was a really important day to actually do a stream, even if it is a short stream. So welcome, Buzzy. Lynn, thank you very much for always pushing and shoving. And I know you're not well at all. And so I do send our thoughts and prayers to Lynn because she's not very well at all. And to actually see you here is amazing. Thank you very much for always waiting and pushing for that. Hendo, I got something special for you just now. My wife, Anna Marie, welcome. and everyone who will be or is going to watch. But I hope your life is full of dares. Let's take a look. If you take a chance in life, be a darer. Okay, so yeah, if you feel like taking a chance in life, that would be the chance that you need to take in life. But yeah, this one, I have just one more that I need to do before I actually start getting to my serious stuff. This one is for Hendo. There we go. Sorry, I'm having technical issues. Happy birthday for yesterday, Hendo. Happy birthday, old man. You're getting older by the day, my friend. So, yes, I hope you had an awesome day yesterday. It's from all of us to you. I hope you've had a really happy day, and that you were spoiled. Somebody spoiled you rotten, and that you're feeling much better. I know you are still recovering from your operation as such. Excuse me. I don't have the Colonel's button to push off the coughs there at the moment. But yes, happy birthday, Hendo. Everything of the best. Well done, young man. Or should I say old chap? Which way does it go these days? No, I don't have Facebook. I have you in my calendar, bud. I don't think I've got you on Facebook, by the way. Otherwise, I'd know all your sins and be able to pour them out all over you. Yeah. So, yeah, just a little thing. If you have a dog, watch out for the rats. Do not buy a dog for the rats, guys. This is how a dog fetches a rat. Your brand new car, your loyal dog gets a rat. But if he can't get to it, he's actually pretty genius. He will make sure that he actually gets access to it. So you won't have to worry about rats at all. Your dog is sure to get it. Yeah. Absolutely. Rat-free world. If we only could rip the ANC out of our country like that, it would be absolutely awesome. Hendo, I hope you had a wonderful birthday, and that your year is going to be absolutely superb for you, that your winter will warm, and yeah, CBB, how's it going, CBB? How are you keeping? Great to see you. And that you have an awesome year ahead, that your day has been good, that you've had a fantastic weekend. I hope you didn't drink too much. You know those beers? Yeah, so my next part is a little bit more serious. I don't know how to say this. I mean, you all know that Fiona has passed last week, I think Monday, if I'm not mistaken. And I didn't know how to just put on a video. It was pretty shocking to me, just to say the least. I had basically, it almost felt like I'd lost a mother again this year. It felt like we'd lost two mothers this year, and it was rather heart-wrenching in that sense, that we let me just try and put this up here, sorry, that we lost two mothers this year. And I know to everybody on this channel, she was the most beautiful, wonderful. I don't think words can describe justifyingly how fantastic and how much joy and love and happiness Fiona brought into our lives. The care, the genuineness of a woman with so much passion, so much happiness, so much joy, who behind that happy, wonderful, beautiful, absolutely stunning person and face was a lot of hardship, was a lot of pain, was a lot of struggling. But she never brought it to the front. She never put it at our feet. She never lay it in our faces. She was loved by every single one of us. She created love for every single one of us. She was active. When we had a phone in, she was the person least able to phone in or dial in, but she dialed in. She came onto the show. She was the least possible person to do it, but she was on. And she was involved. And she cared for every single one of the people on the stream. I know it, she cared for them deeply, and for many other people, because obviously I do know that she was involved in many, many other streams. And it was absolutely, absolutely, really so sad. I did send a message. Oh, geez, I don't know. If you can just take a look. Yeah. I don't know how to do this thing. How do you close the side? I don't know how to add and subtract. But anyway, I did send a message to her children. I just said, hi, my name is Andre Marie, and I run a small YouTube stream called Pepper's Echo every Sunday. I'd like to express my and all the subscribers of my stream sincere sympathies on the loss of your mom. She was always active and on the stream every week. She was and is still loved by everyone, and her whole nature just shone happiness. She was like a mom to us all. We are definitely an angel less down here, and heaven has gained a beautiful angel. She will be and is sorely missed and fondly remembered by all of us. Our thoughts and our prayers go out to you and all your families. Thank you that you could share such a wonderful person. Thank you that we could share such a wonderful person with you. Andre and all at Pepper's Echo. And they sent me a little crying face. And then she said, or whoever said, thank you, Andre. She loved working with you and your online community. It gave her a purpose and motivation, which brought her happiness and support in what would have been a very restricted life. And the last words, you were her family. Of course, by then I am choking my butt off, and it even puts a lump in my throat right now. Yes, let's put that one up there, Anna Marie. She was never disabled. She was always willing and found a way. You know, she's the epitome of what we should be like. I think she was an example of what we often spoke about and want to achieve. She was the one who would say, there is no such thing as not possible. She had every reason to count. Sorry, I've got technical issues. That's why I said short and sweet today. But she would use voice typing when she couldn't get to just type. But she made it. She was active. Hendo, has put on her Facebook profile there for us if you'd like to go and see. And I also still have in the description downstairs is a link to her YouTube stream, White Zulu, where she reads her books, and I think it's even more such beautiful memories. It's just such sadness, such sadness. I don't know what more to say. Hello, Wilma. How are you? Welcome to Pepper's Echo. You've come in at a very sad moment. We're busy remembering. Let me get back onto that photo there. We're busy remembering a very, very dear, wonderful person, Fiona Timms, who passed away. And yeah, she was passionate about Africa. She was passionate about people. She spoke with us. She didn't want from us. She gave to us. And it just goes to show you don't have to give money. I think what she gave was so much more. She gave people a reason, where her children have said, as I read, that we gave her a purpose. I think Fiona gave us a lot of purpose. I mean, I remember seeing on the group, then Fiona's like, where's the link? When are you on? You know, she wasn't holding back and going, oh, well, I've got to do this again. It was a passion. She did it. And yes, and she had a wicked sense of humor. I'm just looking at myself now on this blooming camera, and yeah, I was so late trying to sort out technical issues. I didn't even change shirt or get hair done or anything like that, so I look like a mad homeless professor. I do apologize for my look. It's not that I disrespect any of you, but yes. So if I could say, in solemn memory and just for respect towards an absolutely outstanding, wonderful, beautiful, flourishing example of a person, if we can just do a moment's silence for Fiona. Thank you. Godspeed, Fiona. Rest in peace. You will always be remembered on Pepper's Echo. Thank you. Oh, what a beautiful, beautiful person. I'm reluctant to take her off the screen. It's like I would like her to stay here and not leave. Anyway, a wonderful person who will always stay in our memories, in our lives. And just the example that she was. She gave in the richest ways that money could not match. And she gave what many people struggle to give. And she gave it so freely and so copiously. You will be missed. Yeah, and then we're having the good old G20 going on. Let's take a look. See, ANC decided to give water to a settlement. Let's take a look at the ANC handing over some water here.
The ANC is proud to announce water access to this community. It only looks dirty, but it's clean.
Yeah, that's what the ANC keeps on telling us, isn't it? It only looks dirty, but it's clean. They're as dirty as what they look, buddy. They're as dirty as what they look. Yeah, and G15, bananas. I'll play you a little thing just now as well and talk about it as well. But yeah, the United States pulled out. I know the big controversy and the crap show that went on there. And still we behave like little children. Look, you know what? I don't think the United States is perfect. I honestly don't. I have my issues with them too. But hectic, dudes. They're a big country. They're going nowhere. They're a powerhouse. They're the biggest superpower in the world. And you, as a little toilet in Africa, wants to try and pee in their general direction. It's like farting against thunder. You are just going to get lambasted. It doesn't help you run around like a little pickaninny trying to kick dirt onto a snake. It is going to bite you. Fitzak ANC from the people that say sit down before you get into the taxi. Yeah, it only looks dirty. We're running a mud show here for you, but you can drink the water. Yeah, Hendo, the quicker we get rid of the ANC, the better. But my only problem right now is, and I'm be honest with you, my biggest worry is, who next? Who next? Because on X and that, I see a lot of who's this other little pit pompies? Carl Nias. He's now with the EFF because he can't get anywhere else. When you sink so low that you've got to join the EFF, when the ANC has kicked you out, the MK party has kicked you out, you can't manage to lift your own party. You've got to go worming and crawling down to the EFF. You are so low. And then I think to myself, well, yeah, you know what? Who do we put in that place? I mean, Johnny Shithouse is not worth running a country, honestly. I think Helen Zille will do a good job with Johannesburg if she gets in there because, yeah, all the racial slurs that get brought in here is just ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous. I hope you guys don't mind. I'm going to keep this probably to about a half an hour show today, but we've got to take it to them. I was up at 2 o'clock this morning to watch our Boks beat the Irish. And what a hell of a game. Yellow card and red card chaos. And unfortunately, very much to the Irish as such. Yeah, but we still took them out 24-13. The first time, I think they played Dublin, if I'm not mistaken, and it's the first time in, I think it's 13 years or since 2013 or something like that, that we actually won there. And we once again stamped our approval onto why we are the world champions. Endo, ANC Chihuahua barking at a USA. Don't insult my Chihuahuas by comparing them to the ANC, Hendo. You know what? I'll unbirthday you today. Okay? Chihuahuas are a special breed of dog. They are not dirt. They are not bottom feeders. They are not cockroaches. You're comparing them. Fugly rugby match. Yeah, first win at Dublin, but yeah, it was an absolute chaotic rugby match. But we won. And yeah, I know we always say a win is a win, but we did win. And that's the bottom. Where are the pooches? I don't know. The pooches are, yeah, I don't know if they're in the jammies or not. If Ina brings them, I'll show them to you. If she's watching, then we can show you the pooches still. Ozzy had a eye infection a while ago, and then he scratched his eyes. So he scratched the hair off around his eyes. So you'll see now, if I show you, you'll see he has, it looks like he's got big eyes because he has no hair. He almost looks albino. Little tinker tonker. But yeah, let's take a look at the scores so far. Over this weekend, we've had Wales against New Zealand, and New Zealand packed Wales at 52-26. South Africa and Ireland. South Africa beat Ireland 24-13. Italy and Chile, and Italy beat Chile 34-19. And France and Australia, I was watching that at 4 o'clock this morning as well, 48-33. You know what? I just don't get the power in matches if we don't find like a South Africa, like a New Zealand playing. You just don't, it all seems like more of a little run and tap type of game or whatever. And then, of course, there is the, I don't know, it comes from the South African, but I know he was a contender for it, but apparently Malcolm Marx has been crowned World Rugby Player of the Year. If it is him, and if it is so, very, very well done to him. Malcolm Marx has been an outstanding player, a key player. He's one of the best hookers, and also just breaking off those rucks at the after the 22 and putting down the scores there. He has been instrumental in also giving the South Africans a jump start. So well done to Malcolm Marx as well. What we got, Peppers Echo. Now, how are the Poochers? Yeah, no, the Poochers, they're pissing against the wind. Yeah, Vilma, definitely. ANC is pissing against the wind. Really, you don't insult the USA, first of all. You know what it's like, biting the hand that feeds you, number one. Number two is, it's the truth. I have no wish to meet Trump at all. I think he's probably one of the most arrogant bastards under the sun. But I think he does a good job. He knows his job. He has good business sense. I mean, even when I'm going, ooh, that seems a little bit painful, he's running the risk, he's running the edge, and he seems to get it right. Okay, there's many things I think he's getting wrong, and maybe he's going over the line a little bit in some places. I really wish they would sort out, which they seem to be sorting out, is the China-US relationship, which I think is very important and powerful. But the US has no need for a little sprinkle like South Africa on the side. Trying to help it is probably one of the most gracious deeds under the sun. And then having them try to bite you. Yeah. What did we say? Pissing into the wind. Yeah. All you get to do is smell from it. What's Enda say? Aussie's got a Vince Diesel hairstyle. I'll show you now. Bobs, if you're watching, bring the pups, please. Oh, great. CBB says also saw that from Malcolm Marx, so it must be so. I know he was in the contenders for it. So if they have confirmed it, great. And Malcolm Marx, what a absolutely outstanding chap. He really, really, really deserved it. A little bit of useless info over here. Coca-Cola, the first bottle of Coca-Cola from 1894 contained around 3.5 grams of cocaine. Explains why our parents and grandparents could walk to and from school uphill both ways in the snow barefoot. Yeah, you know what? If only we could have a little bit of cocaine. We might be able to walk to school and back. These days we've got such pathetic, how should I say, wokeness these days. Don't get me started. Yeah, Hendo says it. There we go. Trump knows nice guys come last, unfortunately. I don't know if I'm waiting for the pups now. But anyway. So yes, you know, I don't understand South Africa's mentality. I cannot for the life of me fathom. You know what? You don't have to be intelligent to see sense. I mean that's why I am gobsmacked when it comes to people like Carl Nias, because you don't even have the excuse of being previously disadvantaged to claim that you are stupid. The old age home in the ANC and their stupidity is, I'm not giving them a reason for it. They are just, you know, you don't need a degree to be logic. You don't need a degree to be sense. You don't need a degree to know that a relationship with somebody far more powerful than you, who is willing and wanting to assist you, is not something that you bite. It's not something that you decide that you're the bigger, better. You don't get cocky with these people. You get to be friends with these people. You ask why, you ask how. You know, no one's saying whimper, but we're saying, hang, man, at least make an effort. The biggest effort they're making, I mean, that CNN documentary I was watching from Chris, a whole lot of things in that CNN documentary. What a load of twat. Okay, Buzzy, thank you very, very much. I hope you feel better soon. Take care of yourself. Eh? Yeah, no, thank you again, Buzzy, but look after yourself. Thanks. Carl Nios is just a political opportunist. Race grifters to fill his pocket. Of course, yes. I mean, it's all he needs is the money in the back pocket. Yes, some people who thought they could get money by stealing other people's stuff in a different way to the ANC. Maybe we should get something like this for the ANC. These are people who run up to your doorstep when you have a parcel delivered to you. And I think this is from the US. And they go and steal the people's parcels. And these people have set up a trap for them. Check this out. Lekker for you.
No way! This is not happening!
He's upset, but he's the one stealing.
What's happening to my clothes? Why is it exploding?
Yeah, I wish we could do that with a couple of cell phones and things as well. Because, yeah. Just get across here, sorry. Ah, that's it. I was like, I was like, ooh. I don't know why I've got nothing more, yeah. Wilma, saw that on TikTok. Yeah. That's about as much as what I've actually prepped and put together today anyway. But yeah, it just goes to show you that when you do things that aren't wrong, that are wrong, it really catches up to you. And I wish we could do a couple of more things like that. I wish we could have cell phones that explode like that. I want somebody's nuts taken off when they steal a cell phone. Really, I do. It's absolutely ridiculous at the amount of petty theft that people get away with. You know, I'm stuck with a lot of questions here in China, especially at school. And people are like, oh, we went to visit France, and we've gone to Europe, and we've gone to Philippines now, and we've gone to Australia. Can we go and visit South Africa? What's South Africa like? Because, of course, everybody just hears South Africa, you know what? You'll die. You know what? As you land, they cut your throat as you walk out of the airplane type of thing. And it's difficult to say to them, you know what, South Africa is actually a beautiful, fantastic country to visit. What do you do? And then you're going to like say to them, well, you know, try and gently say to them that it's actually very nice. I don't want to say don't go and visit there. But what I do want to say is don't walk around at night alone. Don't walk down an alley by yourself. Yes, even if it is in the day. Try and stick to the crowds. And if you're going to go out in the evening, go to a mall. Get dropped off in front of the mall, go into the mall, and then come out of the mall again and catch a car right out of the mall to the door of your hotel. Don't walk around by yourself. I try and explain to people that, you know what, you're not going to get your throat cut walking down the street if you're walking in a normal busy street. The only thing that you've got to do is actually be aware of yourself and don't just jump into the car with the next person that offers you sweeties. Very difficult to try and explain, because obviously I don't want to rag the country down in the fact of, oh no, don't go to South Africa, it's absolutely ridiculous. I think it's beautiful. I think it's wonderful. You know what, especially if you go to Cape Town, you're up and down the cable car, the planetarium, the castle, the wine route, the beaches, the waterfront, the aquarium. There's an amazing amount of history and beauty in Cape Town itself that you can actually enjoy. And naturally, South Africa on its own is beautiful in that. Gauteng, I don't know where you would go in Gauteng. What Sendo say? Only southern suburbs in Cape Town tourist hotspots. Yeah, I do suggest that they don't try and catch a glimpse of gangs or anything like that. Well, in South Africa, never walk around at night, even in small towns. Always, Vilma, I agree with you. Always, you know what? Anywhere that you are in South Africa, I would say that you need to be around a crowd. You know what? It's the strangest of things, because the wife and I look like I'm sitting backwards, but I'm trying not to put my hands on my desk, because when I do that, that happens. So yeah, I need to try and find something for my desk that's going to sort of like, or get a better desk. I need a better chair, because my chair actually sits like this. I would like swing my body so that I can sort of like sit like this in my chair to get it this way. But Gauteng, what do you go to? You know what? It's difficult to tell people. So should I go to Johannesburg? And I'm like, no, people work there. They don't go on holiday there. It's type of like, I don't know what you would do in Johannesburg. Really, I don't. You know, maybe pass by it going to the Kruger National Park. But, you know, there's a lot of wildlife places around Cape Town as well. The Western Cape's a beautiful place to be. So you can get everything that you want done in South Africa in the Western Cape. It's sad that you don't want to let people go through the rest of South Africa. You know what? It's like, are you going to South Africa? Go to the Cape. Go to Cape Town. Just fly into Cape Town and stay there and come out again. And stay where there's people. Go into the malls. Don't walk down the streets by yourself. Don't go into the middle of town. And people are like, are you sure it's safe? Yes, it's very safe. You just go there. But as I was saying, something that's very, very interesting to me. Well, you know, in China, we do not use cash at all. I really and truly don't have my wallet on me. I don't have a wallet and I don't have a card on me at all. So I literally walk around with my cell phone only. If our cell phone goes, you absolutely lose your mind. But fortunately, it's pretty safe, so nothing gets stolen here. But you don't carry your wallet at all, because you don't draw cash, you don't draw money, you don't look for ATMs, anything like that. But with my wife having a new bank account and we having to get my account, we've left her stuff on my account because we only use the one account, so we need to be able to transfer between accounts. And we can't transfer at the moment because we need a verification account, so we had to go and find a bank. Now, if you walk into the malls here, there is not one single mall that I have been to that has a bank in it. None of the malls have a bank in it. All the banks in China that I've been to between Hangzhou and Nanjing, so let me not say all the banks in China, that's stereotyping, but all the malls that I've been to between Hangzhou and Nanjing do not have a single, let me repeat, a single bank in them. Banks are self-standing in the city. There are no ATMs in the malls at all. You know, you usually go to Pick and Pay, and next to Pick and Pay there's 3 ATMs, or you might even find an ATM in Pick and Pay, and as you're walking around the mall there's different. There are no ATMs in the mall. ATMs are by the banks, self-standing, 24 hours in the streets. There are no bank malls. So yeah. CBB says nowhere in Gauteng, unfortunately. Maybe Cradle, maybe, yeah. But isn't that going towards Eastern Transvaal or Mpumalanga? No, it's still in Gauteng, yeah. Endo says, nah, skip Gauteng. Saw enough Leon Schuster videos. Yeah, watch a Leon Schuster video on Gauteng is good for you. CBB says you can go in a car into Johannesburg today while G20 is on. Very safe. Police everywhere, sparkling clean. Yeah, that's the flippin' problem. Everything. They pulled out road fixing repair machines and you name it all over the place and repaired and cleaned. I saw, was it on X or YouTube or somewhere, what the place looked like before, and afterwards it looked like somewhere in Europe. It looked like a clean place in Europe. It was unfreaking believable that this place looked so clean and amazing. But yeah, CB Endo is reminding CB1 it's the G15 VIP. CB1, oh yeah. Okay. Yeah, but as I was saying, the most amazing thing to me here is there are no banks in malls. And I'm like, well, how do you go to the bank? And well, you go out into the street and you find the bank and you walk to it. And well, if I want an ATM, well, you go to the bank. The ATMs are all by the banks. So it's very rare that you find an ATM by itself. You'll find the bank and it has its 24-hour service center, which are the ATMs. Actually quite cool. You go into an ATM like little sort of, each one's in its own little kiosk, and you lock the door behind you, and then you can carry on, and when you're finished, you unlock the door and then you go out again. And it's not a little moving latch lock that can just get kicked down. It's one of these like mega sort of, you just touch it and it, and I'm just thinking, please let that thing open again when I want to go out. But yeah, it does. And then you can do deposits and things to that effect. But yeah, it's only because we had to draw money from my wife's bank account and put it into mine now this time. Obviously, as soon as we've got everything verified, we don't need it ever again. And you don't walk with cash at all. You just don't use cash. It's the most amazing thing under the sun. And that's why no banks in the malls. Where in South Africa, all your banks have moved into the malls for safety's sake and obviously convenience sake for people, because no one's going to the standalone banks either. It's my brother busy stalking me again. Just walk around with AK in Johannesburg, face orange raised up. Yeah, I don't think you'll be I don't think you'll be out because there's too many people with the same thing. How's it, But? How are you keeping? You're nearly here for the end, because I was supposed to end after half an hour today, but it seems to be I'm going a little bit further. But yeah, so G20. And then solidarity. No one has said anything about the signs again, and they could keep their signs up. So I don't know what the rest of the world has said about it, but I know they said somewhere on news, I think it was on News 24's clip somewhere, that they're saying yes, they're very pleased that Ramaphosa could bring the focus to Africa. Focus on Africa is like telling the world to focus on a urine spot on the floor. That's how bad Africa is. He hasn't lifted Africa, hasn't brought it to the forefront. He hasn't elevated. You know what? Africa just needs to run from the toilet onto the floor, and then it elevates itself. I mean, that's nothing really much. Johannesburg, a survival course. Yeah, I mean, even Sandton, and I mean, that's where all the business is now. I wouldn't move into the middle of actual Johannesburg now, or go near there, because I think it's just it's a concrete jungle. To the average SA citizen, G15 means nothing. Yeah, it means absolutely nothing. It's like a Congress of Pekingese at the moment. And I know I say it liberally, but I mean it is. It's a bunch of people pecking about how to you know what, get out of the chicken hen, because we're tired of eating worms and somebody's got to give us something else now, and so we want the world to give us chicken feed. Because that's what we're happy with. We still love, we're happy to shove our faces into the ground with a couple of roosters sitting in the chicken hens. There's one thing you've got to notice is when you want to be an eagle, you fly high in the sky. You don't become the main Mac in the chicken run. The main Mac in the chicken run is still a chicken. And that's the problem with the big South African top brass. Ramaphosa, I've forgotten the flippin' other turkey's name, but anyway, all of them, they just main chickens in the chicken run. They aren't eagles. They aren't soaring up there. So yeah, Adrian just left to go home. Oh, okay, nice. My nephew Adrian. But yeah, global expensive weekend. And then yeah, so I haven't heard any reaction on the solidarity signs. I would like to hear the reaction, and I hope that it actually does create a reaction, because as much as what South Africa is having their grief, I'm taking a look, and I was listening to Byron at Morningshot, and he's talking about how Muslims are taking over the UK. Christmas trees aren't called Christmas trees anymore, just in case they offend people. They are now called evergreen trees. Have you bought your evergreen tree for the season yet? And Christmas cake, was it Tesco? They typed into a Tesco app, and it's not called Christmas cake anymore. It's now called top iced fruit cake. Really, you know what? I don't care less what you call the tree anyway, because trees got nothing to do with Christmas. It's just the seasonal. Well, it does have to do with Christmas. It's what you use to celebrate. But I mean, the actual meaning of Christmas has got nothing to do with trees, presents, or an ornament in it, or anything to that effect. But I do love Christmas cake, and I do take offense when you call it top iced fruit cake. But anyway, no, I'm kidding. But yeah, it's really something that you are quite, what's the name of that? Astounded at. I saw a clip on YouTube where police had been called out to a guy who was preaching on the side of the road, and they said, oh, he was too loud. And the people there going, this guy's really, really quiet and calm. And then the police said, well, I think it's the type of material you're preaching about. You're talking about suicide and the devil. And the preacher said, I'm not actually talking about suicide. I may have mentioned the devil a few times here because it's pertinent to the subject that I'm talking about. But it's just like, when they've got to hear the call to prayer from running, bellowing from London Bridge, and the audacity to go and tell them, hey, you know what, you're a little bit loud. Henda says, I blame the woke. Yeah, still having the trouble, sorry. Reaction on X was woos. What's expensive global elite weekend in SA? Yeah, for taxpayers, of course. I was looking at the G20 and I'm just looking at the chairs, and I thought if I could have one of those computer chairs. Now you must remember, they're not chairs wheeled out of offices. They buy, you take a look, just run the ground expenses, never mind the big expenses. I mean, like cleaning up and everything else, but just run the ground expenses. For every person in that auditorium or whatever, they have bought brand new spanking chairs and the good stuff. On every desk is hand sanitizer, is a little bottle of berries, is a little bottle of dried fruit, is personalized stationery, is personalized pens, papers, files, books. I mean, that's ridiculous by itself. I mean, these are the small things I'm worried about, never mind the big things. And then you've got your road closures and your cars and your accommodations and your rentals and then your food. And there's people standing there all the time. It's not like, oh, well, we'll have a quick lunch. No, you get served and you've got the servers standing there all the way. I mean, it's South Africa trying to be mutton dressed as lamb type of thing. You know what? I don't know if my wife is watching. Please bring the pups so that I can show the pups. I don't know if she is watching, but yeah, we'll find out. Yes, there is a Burger King in China. And no, we didn't cook supper tonight. My wife only got home at about 7 o'clock. And yeah, I was still running around the place as well then. But let's see if I can get the puppies. Yeah, I'm busy using my phone as a camera because it actually gives me a little bit of a better cam than what my really crappy cam does. But yes, Muslims in the UK, solidarity signs, G20 and Hendo's birthday. Yeah. So I've sort of gone over the few little things, and I can't really say that I planned for today at all. But yeah, my biggest problem is, and I agree with every single person, that the ANC needs to be ousted. But the lower that their election goes, you must remember, MK is part of the ANC. EFF is part of the ANC. That's all. There was the ANC, and then there was an unhappiness. So the ANC's numbers, they didn't deteriorate, and DA and everybody went up like, whoa, we're getting much better. No, the ANC then split, ANC, EFF. And then some others decided, no, they're not too happy either. So they split ANC, EFF, MK. And so their numbers went down, and DA went, we're getting bigger, but they didn't. Their numbers just split. Now, if it gets that low that they aren't so great anymore, that they're to be ousted, all they need to do is team up with their MK and EFF buddies, and they get together and they take over the country again. It's not going to be that good. My hair's looking terrible, Peter. As I've apologized to everybody for it already. For my t-shirt, which is looking like I'm from an orphanage, and my hair. And my wife is not watching me because she's not bringing my puppies. I'm very unhappy about that, because when I finish here, she goes, oh, I watched the whole of your show. It was wonderful. Yeah. The other day, my wife said, I said to her, what do you want for your anniversary? She said something silver, and it must go from 0 to 100 in under 3 seconds. So I bought her a bathroom scale. And that's probably why she's not coming today. But anyway, but yes, getting back to that. So, you know what? It doesn't matter how much the ANC goes out. It's that stigma that is still going to stick in South Africa, which is what we're saying is going to take so long to take over again, because of the fact of the matter that you're not suddenly going to find, here's a strong, great party coming in. You are going to find these little heathens that keep pulling the scab off racism. As soon as the rest of the country is getting together, look, I think the politicians should bend every Springbok over and actually kiss both cheeks of every Springbok's butt. Because if it wasn't from the Springbok rugby team, I don't think there would be as much healing and togetherness in the country as what there is currently. The Springbok rugby team alone in the last few years has been doing so much healing and so much building and so much togetherness and bringing the country together, only to try and combat the ripping apart, the absolutely trashing and tearing apart that the government, specifically the ANC, this other Action SA prick or whatever, or was it PA? I'm not too sure, Mashaba or whatever. All of these guys are pulling apart. They're throwing racism. They're putting fuel on the fire. They're pissing on the batteries. They're doing everything. And if it wasn't for the Springbok rugby team, I don't think the country would have kept its togetherness. It is the glue that holds those cracks. Of course, you can see the cracks all over the place. There is nothing that has healed any crack. But it is the glue that holds those cracks together that stops the whole building from falling apart. And it is only going to be able to do it for that long, and then it's not going to be able to do it anymore. And then we're going to have big, big problems. So you know what? Indirectly, I think the Springbok rugby team is responsible for healing the country to a certain extent. It's like when I play my game and I'm in a dungeon and we have one tank who's got to draw the attention of the enemy, and you have one healer, and you have 3 people dealing damage. The healer's got to keep everybody healed up, but he can only do it that much. I mean, if no one's doing their job altogether, he gets killed, nobody stands anymore, you lose the boss. And that's the whole thing. The healer is only going to be able to take that much, and then we're going to lose the boss. Let me see if I can go and fetch my pups myself. Hold a second. Give me 2 minutes. I'm going to run away. Dead. The shirt is a little bit too big, but we can get that arm through there, can't we? Yeah, we can get that arm through there. Hello, Jess. Look there. What's it? Yeah, we hate the ANC as well. But you can't complain. You've never been to South Africa. That's little Jessie in her jammies. And she doesn't like the TV, but she has. And she is extremely, extremely FOMO. She always wants to be first. Yes, yes, that's cool. Yes, yes. There we go. Say hello to everybody. Look there. What are you going to say here? No, you want to say nothing. Let me hold you there. You're getting out of your clothes. What, you practicing to be a stripper one day or something, huh? Hey, all my stripper chat's done courtesy of Jessie. There we go. Hello. Hello, everybody. Hello, everybody. Nee. Okay, and Mr. What did you say? Vince Diesel. Oh, Mr. Executively Serious. Hello, Oz. Take a look there. His eyes are looking a lot better. They had like pink circles around them a week ago. And of course, Ozzy has the serious face. Hey, my boy. Hey, my boy. You Mr. Serious, Oz? Absolutely no personality whatsoever. Oh, you got something to say as well? And boy, not him, Jessie, can she burp after lunch? Okay, you don't have too much to say. You're just looking very executive. There we go. But so that's the pups there. What's Anna Marie says? I'm a cat person, but they're good. Yeah, they are my life and my soul. Never seen anyone as happy as them to actually come home and be so. What's the word I'm looking for? When you don't want anything in return. But yeah, they're just happy to see you. They do know their times though. At 5 o'clock in the afternoon, they come and tap me if I'm here. Supper, bro. Supper. But yeah. What can I say? What can I say? They are my heart and my soul, the apples of my eye. I shall. We wouldn't move to China without them. It cost us an arm and a leg, but they came with us from Cambodia. They flew from Cambodia to China. It's the only time that they've ever been apart, because coming to China, we can't have the dogs on one name, so we have to have them on two separate names. So they had to fly in two separate containers, although the containers could be next to them. It's the only time that they were really apart. But you could see after 2 days of flying, because they flew from China, they flew to Kuala Lumpur, and they were overnight at Kuala Lumpur, and then the next day they flew from Kuala Lumpur to Shanghai, and then they flew them from Shanghai to Hangzhou. Or they brought them by car, I'm not too sure. But you could see that they had been tired out. I mean, you think we're tired after a flight. You must see those two tykes being tired after a flight. Unconditional. Thank you, Anna Marie. That is the word that I was looking for. Unconditional. So talking about unconditional, I'm going to leave you and love you right here. But I will most definitely want to share a last sharing of unconditional. Hendo, I hope that your birthday is absolutely awesome and that you have a fantastic celebration week going on, but always wanting to remember our unconditional friend, person that, you know what, could actually spread love over a stream. I get a little bit choked up talking about her. But farewell, Fiona. To all my wonderful, wonderful people out there, look after yourselves. Have an awesome, awesome week. Thank you very, very much for the time that you spend and take off to come and chat with us on Pepper's Echo. I know it was only going to be half an hour, and now I've bust an hour. But my gratitude, my respect to all you wonderful people. Have a beautiful day. Remember that when you wake up today, you're the luckiest person under the sun before you've even done anything, because you got to wake up today. Take care, be good, and if you can't be good, at least be kind. Cheers.